Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 2309A, and today's date is October 22nd, 2020, and the title of the episode is Manufacturing Comeback, the Economy is About to Go into Hyperdrive. Let's talk about staying healthy. I know how important collagen is for the body. 70-90% of your skin, joint, tendons, and bones are made up of collagen. Your gut depends on it. Even your hair and nails contain collagen. I also know that after 20 years old, collagen production decreases by about 10% every decade. And if you want to look healthy and younger, you could take Ageless Multi-Collagen. You can just add 1 scoop to it with whatever you're drinking, coffee, protein shake, and in less than a month, you'll experience younger-looking skin, more vibrance, and more energy. Ageless Multi-Collagen works by providing powerful nutritional support that promotes skin, hair, nails, joints, bone, teeth, and gut health. There's also none of those nasty ingredients like GMOs, fillers, or artificial ingredients, and it's tasteless, odorless, and mixes smoothly. Get Ageless Multi-Collagen for 51% off plus free shipping by going to healthwithx22.com or click the link below. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, Trump and the Patriots, they have the economy exactly where they need it. The stock market is continually moving up. It's around 28,000 plus points. Precious metals is over 1,900. And we see that there are businesses, there are states that are opening up. People are going back to work. And we're seeing jobless claims. They have dropped to 787,000. Of course, it's much better than expected. And the economists, they're scratching their heads. They're wondering, how can all of this be happening? We thought we were going to be in a recession. We thought everyone was going to stay unemployed. We thought this was going to be a disaster. How is this improving? This makes no sense whatsoever. And when we look at these numbers, and remember, Trump knows how to play in the central bank illusion. It's not that difficult. When you look at these numbers, you can see that unemployment has come down. Continuous claims, they have come down. They're continually coming down. And if you look at continuous claims, they decrease by 1 million from the previous week's revised level. This is the lowest figure since March. Why is Trump doing all this right now? Why was he able to bring the economy back online in 5 or 6 months and have people get back to work? Because it was shut down artificially. And he knew that there were a couple components that he needed to keep up and have those others come down. Stock market up, precious metals up, GDP, well, that's coming out soon. That's going to be his trump card right before the election. That number is going to look fantastic. And he knew he needed to do all of this because he is working the system. And it's being done on purpose to show the people that no matter what the deep state, the central bank throws at him, he can rebuild it. That's all people want to see. They want to see a president, an individual who's been in business, who understands what a bankruptcy, what a default is, and how to recover. That's his expertise. That's what he does. Remember, all these other politicians, they're not businessmen. Yes, they might have foundations. Yes, they might set book deals up, but they've never run a business. They've never had a business fail. They never had a business succeed and then fail, succeed. This is a very big difference. Yes, opening up these investment firms and funneling money in from China and all over the place, that's very different. And Trump, he understands that the core of this country is manufacturing. The core of this country is putting the people back to work. The core of this country is removing the regulations, removing the taxes. And by doing this, what has he done? He is rebuilding the economy. Now, GM, they're going to be investing billions in U.S. factories to gear up for the Hummer and Cadillac EV production. Now, why didn't they do this during Joe Biden's term or Obama, where they were both together telling us how great the economy was? Because they were planning to move all operations out of the country. Remember, Obama, Biden, They told us to get used to the new normal. This is the way it's going to be. Manufacturing is not coming back. It's impossible. But now we see GM getting prepared and ready to move forward with new manufacturing plants. This is a $2 billion investment into the Spring Hill, Tennessee factory to produce electric vehicles, including Cadillac Lyriq, and it will also be investing $2.2 billion in a separate factory to produce its new Hummer EV. So think about what's happening here. Trump is bringing back the automobile manufacturing. Why? Well, remember, he renegotiated NAFTA. A lot of the parts are going to be manufactured here. He's deregulating, giving tax incentives. This is all being done on purpose. And you can see these companies, they'll do business here if they're profitable, if they don't have all these regulations. The reason why they put regulations into place and all these taxes into place is to force the companies out of here. Because you couldn't just tell them, listen, we don't want you here in America. Please go over to China. Please go over to another country. No, the way they had to do it and the way they had to force companies out of the country, they had to create the regulations. They had to create the taxes which forced companies to make a decision. And they decided, let's leave the United States. But if you give them tax incentives and you remove the regulations and you remove all the barriers, they will come back. Actually, businesses will expand if you remove all of this. And we see it happening across the country. Now, the other part of this, we're seeing V recoveries in many of the different sectors. Mortgage rates right now, they have fallen to record lows for the 11th time this year. So mortgages are continually dropping over and over and over again. This happened for 11 weeks in a row. That's just unbelievable. To put this all in context, on average, rates have fallen to a record low roughly once every 4 weeks this year. And what does this do? This allows people to purchase a home. Those people that weren't in the market, well, now they're in the market. Those people that were buying a mediocre home, they can upgrade because now they have more buying power. This is the whole point of this. What else does this allow people to do? Well, if the rates are continually dropping, it helps people purchase an automobile. It helps people get a student loan. It helps businesses expand. And this is exactly what we're doing. And actually, when you look at the U.S. existing home sales, they blew out all expectations in September. Existing home sales jumped by 9.4%. That's just unbelievable. And when you look at this at a year-to-year basis, it vaulted up by 20.9% in September. Let's talk about our health. We all know that after 20, collagen production in our body decreases about 10% every decade. And if you add 1 scoop of Aegis Multi-Collagen to whatever you're drinking, coffee, protein shake, doesn't matter, in less than 1 month, you'll experience younger looking skin, more vibrance, and more energy. You'll see a huge difference in your health, in your skin, in your hair. Aegis Multi-Collagen works by providing powerful nutritional support that promotes skin, hair, nails, joint, bone, teeth, and gut health. Get Aegis Multi-Collagen for 51% off plus free shipping by going to healthwithx22.com or click the link below. And sales increased in all 4 regions and were concentrated in the upper price end of the market. People with low interest rates, they're able to go buy the house they always wanted. And we know that Trump wants to give more tax cuts. We know that he is creating more tax holidays. I do believe this is in preparation to get rid of the central bank. And this is why Trump is continually out there telling you that, listen, whatever Biden does, he's going to raise your taxes. And actually, the Home Depot co-founder Ken Langone, he came out and he ripped into the Biden tax plan. He said that it was a fraud to suggest that the middle-class Americans won't have their taxes raised if Joe Biden is elected president. He said, first of all, there's a reality. You aren't going to get the revenue numbers by just taxing the rich. The only way a tax increase will generate revenue is to go after the middle class. That's where the numbers are. These people are being misled. It's absolutely a fraud to suggest that money that's going to be needed is going to come from the rich or the super rich. The problem with going after the middle class with tax hikes is you go after the backbone of the economy. And we will have a bad recession if this happens. And he's absolutely right. Think about the central banks going back in time when they said, don't worry, everyone. We're only going to tax the rich, the very wealthy, the 1%. Everyone else below this is going to be safe. This is going to support the country. It will work, believe us. And then a couple of years later, down the line, they said, okay, listen, we're not going to tax the poor. We're not going to tax the middle class. We'll just do the upper wealthy individuals, maybe 25%. People said, okay, that's fine. You know what? They have a lot of money. That'll be fine. Then a couple of years go by and they come back. You know something? It's just not enough. We need to tax the middle class. Well, the poor say, well, yeah, the middle class should pay because they have money, the wealthy have money, and this seems good to us. A couple of years pass by. Well, now we're going to tax everyone. This is how they do it. What do you think Biden's going to do? You really think he's just going to tax the people that are making $400,000 and up? I mean, just a little while back, he said $200,000 and up. Now it's $400,000 and up. Eventually what they're going to do is they're going to tax everyone. This has been their plan the entire time. The central banks, which they report to, they need the tax money. They need everyone taxed because they're planning on keeping the central bank establishment. They're planning to keep this system, actually reset it and bringing us to the next level, which means everyone will be taxed. Not just income, carbon-based, maybe health taxes, you name it. This is being done on purpose. Trump is moving in the complete opposite direction. He's bringing the economy back to benefit the people, bringing manufacturing back. This is why you see this happening right now. This is why they're fighting against him, because they don't want him to undo what they have done. And actually, Paul Sperry tweeted this out. He said, Biden tax hike would soak already hurting small businesses. When combined with proposed repeal of self-employment income cap on income in excess of $400,000, the top marginal overall federal tax rate for Schedule C filers and active pass-through business owners could be as high as 53%. And we know that these politicians, they just say whatever you want to hear. Remember, Trump, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He knows about people having jobs. He knows about default. He knows about how to make a business grow. Joe Biden knows how to steal, rob, launder money. Same thing with Obama and the rest of them. So when we look at this economy right now, Trump's plan is to reverse everything that they have done. Reverse the manufacturing, bring it all back. Reverse the trade deals and make them beneficial to the United States. Remove everything that they put in place with regulations. Allow businesses to expand. Allow them to hire people. Allow them to compete around the world. Then he took it a step further. Then he decided, you know something, because of this pandemic, let's bring back all the medical manufacturing. Let's make Puerto Rico a medical manufacturing powerhouse. Let's stop other countries from taking our money. Let's look at the WHO. You know what? They're not doing anything in our interest. Let's get rid of them. Let's look at NATO. Why are we paying so much? Let them pay their fair share. Next is going to be the World Trade Organization. This is why when he was at the UN, he said the globalist future is over. He got rid of all of this, and he's going to do more. Yes, the central banks, yes, the globalists around the world, they need to continue with their plan, and they are. You can see they're talking about Bretton Woods 3.0, not even 2.0, because we had 1.0 in the 40s, 2.0 in the 70s. They're talking about Bretton Woods 3.0. And Trump, he's moving in a completely different direction than the rest of the world. The rest of the world is suffering. The rest of the world is in trouble. The central banks are in trouble. It was never meant to go this long. And the debt load is going to get heavier and heavier. And the Patriots, they have a plan. They have a plan to move us from this central bank system into a sound money system. Just like the central bankers back in the 70s had a plan to move us from a sound money system into their fiat system. And you'll see a lot of things happen, not this term, but the next term. And this is where the fight really begins, because the central bank establishment, they are powerful. They have a lot of power because they are the creation of currency. They have countries that are in so much debt that they have to do whatever they say. Trump has detached the Federal Reserve from the rest of the central banks. He's taking control over it. This is one of the steps. This is why he's bringing in Judy Shelton. This is why you're going to see a complete structure change in the Federal Reserve. This is why he's been preparing everything to get ready for this major transition. And we're going to see a lot happen after the election. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.